Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. We are talking about a good topic, how to cash in on government contracts, dun dun dun, or not. Ooh, for those of you watching the restream, for those of you who are here, if you want to learn about cashing in on those government contracts, make sure you type yes in the chat. In case you don't know who I am. Hi, Timothy. Yes, GovCon family. Hello, GovCon family. Hello, Shanae. Yes, yes. So, in case you're new here, my name is Dr. Kissy Parks. I go by Kissy. I've been awarded well over $75 million in federal government contracts. We got a lot to talk about. So, not too long ago, my cousin, she wrote me. She DM'd me on Facebook. And she's like, Kizzy, so I heard like I can be this middle person and I can get all these government contracts. Like, why didn't you tell me about this? Cuz why didn't you tell me about this? Can you tell me more about this? Is this how this works? I knew. I was like, wow, word is really getting out about government contracts because she hardly ever talks to me. It's normal, right? A lot of us have cousins, have family members that we may not hear from regularly. It's like, goodness. And government contracting, out of all the topics, you don't want to ask me about Miami Beach, about my life, or how beautiful my hair. Come on, y'all. The hair is popping. It's got a color. Ooh, it's popping. None of those things. You want to know about government contracts? Yes. There is a plethora of money out there in federal government contracts. And I love, thank you, Shanae. And I love the questions. Keep the questions coming. I see you, box office. I'll get to your questions. Please post the questions. There's over $500 billion in federal government contracts. Yes, it's there. And one of the ways connecting to box office that you can cash in on these are through micro purchases. I have a little bit of allergy, so don't let your imagination go too far. Don't let it go too far. Micro purchases, simplified acquisitions, all of these type of purchases where someone is using a card in theory. They're swiping, you got to insert the chip, right? Somebody's typing in the numbers. They're using a card. Thank you, Richard. Thank you for noticing. Yes. So the question is, how do you find these type of opportunities? Because it's a question I hear all the time. Well, where are these things? Like, where are they? How do I get these things? Where are they? Number one. So if you're into taking notes, get ready. Unison. Unison is a marketplace. You must sign up to bid on opportunities with Unison. Many of the opportunities there are small. Micro purchase, simplified acquisition just means, in essence, it's a small purchase. We don't really want to go through all the hoops and put out maybe this big formal bid. We just want it done. It's almost like, because y'all have been there. I know maybe I'm alone, but if you've been there, please give me some support and type yes. You're thirsty, right? And you're super thirsty. So here in Miami, there's this dude who always has a cart of water. I don't know how he came across that water. And he's like, water, $1, $2, and you're super thirsty, so you pay because you're thirsty. Or you're at an event. Maybe you're at a sporting event, or you're at a concert, or, something of that sort. And you're like, man, I'm thirsty. and maybe you drink alcohol, and a mixed drink's $15. Normally, you wouldn't pay $15, but it's simple, it's fast. You're like, I'm gonna pay it. It's okay. Yeah, it sucks. It's $15, but I'm gonna get it anyways. Yeah, the bottled water's $25, but I'm gonna buy it anyways. I know. That is simplified acquisition. Simple. You need it, you get it. Moving on. Let's keep it moving. That is the point. So, Unison is a great place. Unison Marketplace. You got to register. They have a variety of weird things there. That's a great place to go. There's also through, because I want to give you all the proper website. Actually, I don't know. Okay. I was going to share screen, but next time. There's also DIBS, Defense Logistics Agency. They have the DLA Internet Bid Board Systems. And there's a lot of smaller purchases on there, a ton of them. Again, you must register, but think about it. We have no problem registering for Netflix. We have no problem doing what we need to do to buy Beyonce tickets. This is something that will change your life. It will give you the freedom that you're looking for so you can do whatever you want to, whenever you want to, with whomever and however you want to do it, as long as it's not anything illegal. That's what government contracting is going to do for you. So for DIBS, you register, they buy a ton of different things, a ton of different things. Then on top of it, I have more, y'all. Wait, there's more. Wait, there's more. Wait, there's more. I'm going to give you all, because you're amazing, my GovCon winners. And in case you're joining me, Dr. Kissy Parks is my name. I've been awarded well over $75 million in federal government contracts. For instance, we have a contract that is worth over $20 million, and it involves training and development. We're part of a contract with the state of Florida where we staff, and it's a multi-million-dollar contract where we subcontract. So I also shared the Unison Marketplace. Now, the wait, there's more refers to something that's important. You may wonder what that is. I'll show you. This is a newsletter, right? Agencies still like to have things printed, be it a newsletter, a business card, it could be some kind of flyer, it could be like a little swaggy pen. Federal government agencies still love these items. Who doesn't? We all love those little free bags, right? Y'all know you do. I know I do. I just came from an event, man. I was cleaning up with the goodies. We love that kind of stuff. But who's providing the swag bag and the printing and the pens? It's not a government employee. It's not somebody in uniform. Guess who it is? It's us, federal government contractors, y'all. I had a gentleman talk to my group who I coach, and he shared how he made over $100,000 in just a few months selling printed goods to the federal government. Crazy, right? I've been in this space for over 15 years. I had no idea. And that's what's so beautiful about this. I'm a continuous learner. You're a continuous learner. Although I've been awarded well over 75 million in government contracts, it doesn't mean I know everything. How would I know everything? Nobody knows everything. That's why it's important to continuously learn. So I just shared with you as a wait, there's more, gpo.gov. You will register. And what's beautiful about gpo.gov, y'all better come closer for this because no one's telling you this stuff but Kissy Parks. Y'all better come close, y'all. You need to come real close, you know. So for a lot of these opportunities, you go to Alibaba and you buy the thing and you resell it to the government. I'm going to say it one more time. For a lot of these opportunities, you go to Alibaba to source the product to then resell it to the federal government. simplified acquisition, micro purchase, all day, every day. Beautiful opportunities. So, Richard, I'm going to throw my question out now. I love it. I'm a vet. Thank you for your service. And okay. And I plan on, hold on a second. Excuse me. I got to change my air. It was like really warm here. And then it got really cold. And now my body's like, what is happening? Okay, I'm a vet. I plan on starting a business. Does my company need to show experience before going into federal contracting? Well, ooh, that's a good one. That's often the question. Thank you so much. Claudia, I got you. And you got what, girl? You got to watch replay too, okay? I know, but I'll do a quick summary. So, do you need to have experience? No, you don't. You don't at all. Because it's not based on your experience. It's based on, can you win the work? That's what it's based on. I just provided this beautiful example, which relates to you, Miss Claudia, and to you, Richard. Government printing, and let me double check, because sometimes I call it printing and it's publishing. Government publishing office. Publishing, printing, come on, work with me, right? Government publishing office. The link is there. gpo.gov. They procure printed things, and many of the vendors purchase these items from Alibaba or another company. It's irrelevant of your experience. Can you give me 20,000 of these? That's all I need to know. Can I get 20,000? Similar to, if you're thirsty, you're willing to pay $10 for a bottle of water because you just need some bottled water. You just need some water. Now, if you have several options of water, because you went to 7-Eleven, you may say, shoot, I'm just going to take the cup and get the water from the fountain machine or the pop machine, because I'm a Midwesterner. Forget that. I ain't going to pay anything. I'm just going to pay for the cup. You might do that too. You may be the type that you just want a cup of ice. You may be the type that you just want the water that's on sale. Or like me, I like smart water. I love the water from Hawaii. There's certain waters. Yes, there's certain waters I'm going to get, right? So that is the deal. That's pretty much it. So these are micro purchases because of the dollar amount. They're small, as well as the rules. So they're not putting out this huge, just cumbersome request for proposal when all they're trying to do is get 20,000 pens. There is a side door to this. I'm going to share it with you because y'all are GovCon winners. You're here with Dr. Kissy Parks. Kissy Parks been awarded over $75 million in government contracts. You know, one of our contracts is in Hawaii. That's how I fell in love with Hawaii. We have 5 employees in Hawaii. I don't know, Claudia, why you can't hear me. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. But here's the beautiful part. The replay will be there. The replay will be there. So one of the beautiful things about federal government contracting and all of this is that side door. Okay. When an agency knows, likes, and they trust you, they open up their wallet to you and they want to swipe. That's what they want to do because they know, like, and trust you. For instance, a woman I'm coaching, she facilitated with an agency. They loved what she did. So they asked her to do more. So they asked her for her bid on additional training. So therefore, It's a simplified acquisition. It's a micro purchase because they're asking her for more because they know, like, and trust her. They don't want to go and search out. It's like how we are, we're creatures of habit. I personally love Amazon. It's just how it is. I love them. I buy everything. I buy some of my hair products. I buy my shoes from Zappos, which they purchase. I love Amazon. You could say to me, but Kizzy, why don't you go to website Z? It's going to save you money. I don't know why you're going to Amazon. I will go to Amazon until there's no more Amazon. I promise you. Y'all don't even know. I love Amazon. My ring lights, from everything is from Amazon. My furniture, no, except for in my house in Michigan. In my house in Michigan, I ordered a dining room table because they have a special delivery where the lady came in and took the box and put the box exactly where I wanted it and set it down. And then I unpacked it and I assembled that big old dining room table because I love Amazon. I know, like, and trust them. When an agency does that, they will open up their wallets to you. So it's very common that government contracting companies will have a ton of work within an agency because they know, like, and trust. I'm going to go to the questions here. This is good. Thank you all for being here. You know, I adore each and every one of y'all, GovCon winners. Also, I'm going to share my Facebook link with y'all. Okay. How long did it take to achieve your first contract? So, little Jasper Safari, little Jasper. So I was in a unique situation because y'all know, I mean, for those of you who know me, I'm transparent. For those who are just meeting me, Dr. Kissy Parks, I'm open. I'll answer any questions you have. I was a graduate research student, fellow at Patrick Air Force Base. Now it's Patrick Space Force. So that led to this beautiful opportunity because I added value to be a contractor. There are many people out there who are contractors. There may be some of you in the chat right now who are a contractor. I know many reach out to me. Hey, Kizzy, you know, I work for Raytheon. I work for Lockheed Martin. I work for a contractor right now, and I know I can do the work. I'm a contractor. So I was a subcontractor to a small business, but I said something very important. When I agreed to this, I said, I am going to grow my business. I'm not just going to look at this as a salary because it was great. It was right under $100,000. That's amazing money. The average salary in the United States is like well under $55,000 a year. And for some, the average is like $24,000 a year. So I was very grateful and very blessed, but I knew that was just here. I didn't really know how I was going to get there or what it took to get there or what it even looked like to get there. I just knew this was not what I was put on this earth to do. And that was not the life I wanted. So that first subcontract was for diversity and inclusion, subject matter expertise, assessments, analytics. I helped with Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I helped a military leadership diversity commission. I have all of these different things there. A lot of them are kind of nestled behind me, a lot of my diversity work that I was part of. But I took that, and what I did is I used that side door. I went out there. I spoke at different places and got to meet people. And through that, I ended up with a paid speaking gig for the Army. I ended up with a paid training gig with the Army Reserves. And what really helped take me to the next level, and I'll never forget this, I spoke to a group from the National Guard out of DC area. And this one woman, Phyllis, she asked to talk to me afterwards. And I remember she said, Dr. Parks, oh, we're going to work together. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Again, not because of my pop and hair, because of the value that I offered. I offered the value, and then they were able to come to me through subcontracting and simplified acquisitions. But I put myself out there repeatedly. I didn't just take that one contract and say, oh, I made it. Life is great. This is great. No, I was out there all of the time. But now I have a system in place. So you don't have to be out there all of the time to get to this side door. But that's part of it. Okay, we talked about micro purchases. Erica, can you use a virtual address? So back to getting cash, y'all, because this is all about how to cash in on government contracts or not, right? But y'all aren't quitters, so that part doesn't apply. So to get the cash, to get government contracts, a physical address must be used. It could be where you live. This is like a bunny's gonna come popping out. I know, y'all. So this is one of the places where I live. This is my home in Miami Beach, and like the ocean is like back there, 2 blocks. Okay, you need a physical address. You can use your home. You can use an office such as WeWork or Regis or something of that nature. What's key is you have in your contract that you can use like you have a physical space. You're not just buying a virtual office. Virtual office, virtual address, no. It has to be physical. And I understand, Miss Erica, there was a time in my life I lived in a place where my bed came out the wall. Palmside Apartments, Palm Bay, Florida. And so I get it. When I first started my flagship company, I used the address to my apartment. So use your home address. I understand you don't want to. Then the other alternative is you can use a family member's home address. You're going to need to have a lease, but also ask yourself, I'm laughing at myself because what are these hand movements I'm doing? But ask yourself, why don't you want to use your home address? And you can put it in here. Be honest with me. I know some people have said, well, I don't want everybody to know where I live. I got that. I totally understand. I'm not trying to come over and ask you for a plate of food. I got it. But, it's about right now. Can you use your home address for right now? And then once you're bringing in revenue, maybe change it. I don't know. All I can tell you is this. You're not going to get any cash, no contracts, unless you have a physical address. It's their rule. I didn't make this up. Angel, but thank you again. And thank y'all for answering these questions. I mean, gosh, asking these questions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're getting value, please type yes. I want to make sure you guys are getting value from this. Please make sure. Oh, Grand Rapids. Okay, here, I'm going to TikTok. And then I'm going to go back to Angel. Grand Rapids, Michigan or Minnesota? Yeah, yes. So give me yes. Give me yes. I'm leasing. I'm assuming. Okay, hold on. Let me go. TikTok Mania, is that Michigan or Minnesota? Okay, Angel, I'm considering entering the courier and medical transportation sector, leveraging less logistics. Okay, good. Heck yes. Okay, good. Meet the rising demand. I'm new to Fed contracting. Okay. Let's see. Okay, good. Heck yeah, I just got here, but probably okay. Yeah, and for those of you who just entered, Dr. Kissy Parks have been awarded well over $75 million in federal government contracts. No cap, as y'all like to say. I'm not here to BS y'all. I promise you. I could be doing a lot of different things, and it's not to BS y'all on YouTube. Like, ooh, no, y'all. Can't say that's not on my bingo card. So here's what I would suggest. Number one, look for a company who is doing what you're doing. Look for a company who is doing what you're doing. Specifically, find out, do they have contracts with any federal agencies? Do they have contracts with any state or local government? Because we don't have to create a new blueprint. A blueprint exists. Look at TikTok. TikTok, boom. And that's one thing that's right now banned in the federal government. As a contractor, you can't have it on your different devices. I know y'all probably didn't even know that. You get that from Dr. Parks because I actually have contracts. So TikTok came out of nowhere. Everyone, all the top players, Facebook, LinkedIn, what did they do? Oh my gosh, we got to start mimicking them. We need something, we need a short, or we need something short. So LinkedIn had like stories trying to capture that short element, right? And then all of a sudden, what did Instagram do? Oh, we're going to have reels. They basically cut and pasted TikTok to Instagram and then rebranded it as reels. That's no different in the business space. Think of all the burger companies. Think of them. I bet you right now you can think of 5. Smashburger, Burger King, McDonald's, Five Guys, Wendy's. I love Wendy's. They have the best Twitter account, by the way, if you want to follow them, right? So there's no need to just, try to figure it out on your own. Research. And this goes for any genre. I know I'm speaking specifically to Angel when it comes to medical transportation and logistics, but this applies to any area. Look to see who's doing it, who are their clients, and how can you do it better? How can you do it better? And also, you never know, there might be an opportunity for you to subcontract because they've done all the hard work for you. They went, hunted, got the kill, brought it in, they cut it, they cooked it, and all you have to do is bring your plate to them. Tropical cabbage, because we're all talking about cash today, how to get cash in government contracting, how to cash in on government contracts, how to cash in on government contracts. Okay. Is there a way, just one second. Is there a way to network with these decision makers, or do we build, how do you build, how do you get to the point where they know, like, and trust you? Events. There are a ton of events. You can go on sam.gov and you can look up events on there. If you by joining my Facebook group, you get way more detail on that. Ping ponging both. Always support the YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, hit like, please subscribe and share. Like, subscribe, share my YouTube channel. You can look up events on sam.gov. Also, your local SBA will have events, as well as the different women groups, different minority groups, veteran groups. Actually, I have a whole list. I don't know how many, I'm just being honest. I don't know if I'm going to sell it. I don't know if I'm going to have it for free, but I do have a whole list of events. So what often happens is a government agency or a small business agency or some type of group will hold an event where different decision makers are there. Now, when it comes to the level of decision makers, this might be a small business rep who can still advocate for you, right? That is the best way to meet them, especially because we're dealing with the government. So somebody with the FBI, there's a security risk if they met with every small business company out there if they're the director of internal intelligence, right? So attending these events are really key, as well as partnering with people. So I'm going to get to another question and I'll drop the link to the Facebook group here in a second. Okay, cool. I'm glad Claudia can hear me. That's great. And thank you. I know somebody on here helped her. So thank you so much. Little Jasper Safari, thank you for helping. Let's see. Did TikTok write me back? No, TikTok. Yes, Michigan. Good. I'm going to be in Muskegon. I was thinking of doing a meet and greet in Western Michigan because that's where I'm going to be. I know like none of you are in Western Michigan, but it's okay. So just don't forget that TikTok. I probably will do something like that. Okay. How to get cash and how to cash in on government contracts with Dr. Kissy Parks, awarded well over $75 million in federal government contracts. So there's a question from Kikia. How do you, if you're under serious consideration, I bid in late February. They came back asking for additional information, then came back last week asking to extend terms of bid offer. Is this a good sign? Girl, yes. I mean, I'm assuming you're a girl because of the A at the end. Yeah, it's a good sign. Because the federal government, they'll make their decision. If it's a federal thing, I'm assuming that's a federal opportunity. If not, let me know. They will officially buy, like they lock it down when they have the money. So they may be waiting for the money. Maybe they're going through some change. You never know. There's always things going on behind the door. There's always things going on behind the door. And there's no way to know what it is, you know? But just stay the course. That's what's key. Okay, good. I have a feeling it was federal. It's very common they'll ask you that. Oh, okay. TikTok removed his. Oh no, why you moved? Okay, so right, TikTok moved your comment. Okay, let's see. I know there's some more questions here. I'm a notary. Really want to get into the B2B space. So for KM, I suggest you go out there and see who are the notaries out there who have government contracts where you can mirror their model and just make it better. Who are those people? Where are those people? That's what I would do. Because I take the approach of I provide a variety of services in which a human being can deliver them. That's what I'm all about. I don't care what the services are. We have contracts for religious services in Hawaii and Georgia. We have contracts for vape inspecting services throughout the United States. We have training services. We've provided training at agencies where they create things that do a lot of crazy things to people. Had to pause because I'm on YouTube. And we have contracts where we staff about 200 different positions in the state of Florida. So you have to ask yourself, are you wed to just providing notary services? And if the answer is yes, all I want to do, then that's awesome. So definitely hone in on the companies who are doing that in the federal space. Okay, Erica, will be published. My niece lives here and don't want to invite any unknown concerns. Okay. I hear you. I understand that. I got you, Erica. In sam.gov, when you are enrolling, there was, because I noticed they keep updating it, but there was an option that you could click to make your profile private. Okay? That is something that is an option. Yeah, Richard, I'm leasing. Yeah, it's definitely fine. As long as if you have a lease that says virtual office, that can't be in your lease. That's why Adobe Pro is a great resource to have. You can't, as long as it doesn't say that. Because it seems that the government is equating virtual office with illegal behaviors. I mean, for some reason, I don't know. I mean, I wish I could pinpoint to one specific thing. I can't. So if you want any of the, you want to learn how to cash in on government contracts or not, physical location is key because there's billions of dollars out there. Okay. And I know, where did she go? Claudia had a quick question. Yeah, Claudia, with micro purchases, Unison Marketplace is a good one. Dibs is a good one. Okay, I think I can only pin one. And gpo.gov is another good place. In essence, a micro purchase is really about the dollar amount. That's really what it's about. There isn't per se like a micro purchase website. I know that a lot of people out there are like micro purchases, get micro purchases, get micro purchases. That sounds amazing, but typically this is how micro purchase works, right? So I met with, let me give you a great example. So several years ago, a woman, she knew of us just through training development. She's like, look, We need an 8-hour course. How much money would it cost? Because I'm going to use my government credit card, and so that's how I'm going to pay for it. A micro purchase. We gave her a number, and she was like, "Oh, well, just so you know, the limit on my card, it was really low. I think it was like $3,000 or something like that." So we were like, "Okay, well, we'll make it work." So because of her kind of knowing us, she came to us. Not too long ago, we bid on an opportunity for a training course. It was a half-day virtual training course that turned into being an in-person training course. It was under $5,000. I promise you. My contracts range. We've been on all kinds of contracts. They used a card. That's how they paid. We have an agency right now. They're using a card. So sometimes it's through the side door of them knowing, liking, and trusting you. Sometimes it's used through bidding. Websites where it's more common are Unison, the Government Publishing Office, and DIBS. It just tends to be that way. I'm going to look through some more questions here, and appreciate. Let me give a big appreciation to each and every one of you here. You know, I received this email earlier today, and somebody was like, "Man, you know, this government contracting, this is hard. It's so hard." And it took me back to when I lived in Palm Bay, Florida. And as my dad would say, he would always be like, "Kissy, trying to be cute." And I thought I was being cute. I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna live in this place. I'm gonna live in this studio apartment that one of my friends so kindly would call the efficiency." And my bed would come out of the wall. It was this horrible Murphy bed. It was the tiniest place. And I lived there. There was a lady who lived in the laundromat, a homeless lady. There were homeless people who lived in the woods that were adjacent to the building. Like the woods were here, like here, and then the buildings were like different directions, these long 1970s style buildings. There are all kinds of things that would happen. I'd wake up, my neighbor would be like, Kissy, where were you? You didn't see the police were here? They busted so-and-so. Apparently he's a drug dealer. You know, there were prostitutes who lived on the other side of my building. And at that point in time, I was working in a call center. I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do with my life. And I probably weighed, definitely at that time, close to 300 pounds. That was hard. None of that was fun. None of that was a joy. And to make it work, I drink a lot and ate chips and cheese a lot from this bar that doesn't exist anymore. It's now Wawa in Melbourne, downtown. That's hard. It's hard because I knew I was better than that. I didn't know where my path was going to go. I never knew it was going to be government contracting, but I knew that was not it. Does being a government contractor and being in this space require effort? Of course. Does it require being different and thinking differently? Of course. But that's why you're all here, because you want to change your situation. And that's what it's all about. So I'm going to hop back in here and go to more. So, okay, cool. I may do the meet and greet. Thank you, Craig. Okay, cool. Timothy. Oh, snap. Yes. Okay. This is awesome. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Oh, and thank you, JR. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. I was awarded, Timothy Hunt, I was awarded $250,000 contract this year. I'm still looking for more opportunities. I'd like to also partner with companies in my space to either prime or sub, but have not been successful. Okay. Hey, you're perfect. I actually just held a live on LinkedIn about partnering. This is great. Timothy, I provide specialty footwear, ortho. I'm working on my A-Day. Oh my gosh. Man, I have so many questions for you. So reach out to me, Timothy. Okay, here. Reach out to me. Y'all can email me too, because I usually have Melody write you back. But definitely reach out to me, because There's a lot going on there, and I have a lot more questions than answers. I find it very important to ask questions. I get training. I think it's very important that a coach always gets coaching, and I have this goal of taking my flagship company to $100 million a year in 10 years. And so I have this coach, Brandon Dawson, and he talks about like the better your question, the better answer you're going to get, the better information you're going to get. So I'm really working on formulating better questions. So to answer your question quickly, because I know a lot of people wonder about partnerships, and we are talking about how to cash in on government contracts, or not. So, y'all, Timothy, again, kudos to you on being awarded $250,000 contract. That's huge. That's amazing. There are thousands. I heard somebody said like 400,000 companies in sam.gov, and very few are giving contracts. That's why y'all here, because you are not those people. You're the people getting the contracts like Timothy. So here's what's key. Identify what are you seeking in a partner. That's number one. And then kind of going a little back, what does not successful mean? Okay. But it's identifying what are you seeking in a partner? Why are you seeking this in a partner? What what is the real value? When it comes to partnerships, there's some kind of value. There's a value add there at the end of the day. What is that value? What is it? That's what it's about. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go back up, and I love that you do the footwear. That's so Timothy, I'm just curious, who do you sell to? Was it VA? Was it or was it state level? I also like that you're working on your 8A. It's amazing. Jamila, I'm gonna be honest with y'all because I plan on doing a video on this. Listen, I have not personally used Dibs. I know about Dibs. I know there are people out there that are all Dibs all day, every day, bleeding little Dibs and stuff. I'm a services person. I like staffing. I like contracts where people are doing it. So my goal, and if you're interested, type yes, is to put out a video where it's like, Kissy goes through Dibs. Because I want you all to experience it in real time as I'm experiencing it. It's the only way to learn, it's for both of us. I probably won't really, I might bid on one or two things, but if that's of interest, type yes. If that's of interest, if not, I don't really see any yeses, but I still want, okay, maybe I won't do it. Nobody likes my idea. Okay. It's all right, y'all. I still love you. Indian services. Okay. We got, maybe it's just delayed. Okay. Might be delayed. Okay. Confidence back up. No, I was kidding. I always have lots of confidence, y'all. Okay. Denise. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking of doing that. I'm going to do Dibs. There's a whole bunch of content I'm going to do because I'm spending the summer in Western Michigan. On the west side of the state. I'll be in Muskegon, Michigan. So y'all come through. We're probably going to have a meet and greet. I love Western Michigan so much. So get to spend time with my nephew, little baby James. He's now toddler James, but apparently he's going to always be baby James. Okay, cool. So I want to go through that because a woman who I coach, she started the process, but I don't think she bid on anything. And so I got to go through it because I believe they mail you a postcard. So it's going to take a few steps because I'm going to have somebody get my mail and give me the postcard number and all kinds of things like that. But I really want to do it. So you know what it takes. I'm in South Florida right now. Titine, Victorian. I'm in South Florida right now. I'm in Miami Beach. I'm here now. But I will be back. Yeah, that's where I live. This is my house. This is where I live, my condo. Okay. I'm going into more. So with government contracting, y'all, over $500 billion is awarded every year. I've been awarded well over $75 million in federal government contracts. My name is Dr. Kissy Parks. I go by Kissy Parks. If you're new or just joining, please like, subscribe, share, share. Okay. Are contracts dealing with music? Yes, big cush. There are religious musical positions like piano player, pianists. They buy musical equipment. So basically, let's say a chapel, an Air Force chapel in New Mexico wants a music director or a pianist, then you would provide the person to provide the music. So yes. Regina, how do I find my SBA rep in my state of hub zone, women owned, DBE? This is in a fiscal year, bidding on small RFQs. We were told it will be put on hold soon. Payment. Bidding on a small RFQ senior grant program. We are told it will be put on hold soon. Okay, Regina, I would ask who mentioned it was going to be put on hold soon? The agency, was it already awarded? I have lots of questions because you said bidding. Maybe find out, why are they putting it on hold? Your SBA rep. So I believe it's on sba.gov. There's some link on there where you can find out who your rep is. Because you mentioned California. This is the end of the fiscal year for the federal government too. We're about to enter the fourth quarter. So the end of the fiscal year for the federal government is the end of September. Okay. So it's off of sba.gov. Keep in mind, government websites end in either .gov or .mil or .army or .something. There's no, just be very, very careful because there's a lot of companies that spend a lot of time and resources to really mimic these sites to scam. Okay. Juan Davis. Big fan. You're so sweet. I'm a bigger fan of you. What do you think about beauty supply contracts? Okay. Number one, I know the federal government buys beauty supplies. I would believe it's probably Veterans Administration. This is something where one is research. Who's buying this? This is an area where you got to find out who's buying it. I can't say I've ever sold any beauty supplies to the federal government. Do I know that they buy them? Of course I do, because I know people. Jerry, who I interviewed for my channel, he was talking about all the tampons he sells. And I know tampons are not beauty supply, but you get the point that I'm making, right? Who would have thought selling tampons to the government? Nobody's making videos on that. But I'm here to tell you it happens. So I would look to see who are these companies that are winning those kind of contracts. So on sam.gov, you can see companies and what they've won. You can go to FPDS, is another amazing resource that you can go to. So I'm going to give you FPDS. Although FPDS feeds into sam.gov, sometimes it's just me. I get more satisfaction going on there and checking things out because we're all about how to cash in on government contracts, ... Why not? Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. So it's a great place to start because I always found this approach to work best. And that is working in reverse and figuring it out. So when it was 10 years ago when I won our first $4 million, 5-year government contract with an agency. I didn't know anything about any of that. I didn't know about payroll. I didn't have a proper handbook. There were so many things I didn't have, but I knew what I did have, and I knew that I would figure it out. So the end was I got this contract. I have these amazing people that I inherited. I have to be able to pay them. So I just figured it out and did a lot of research. And this is one of those moments for you where you're just going to see who are the companies that have won this type of work before. Who are they? Who did they sell to? What did they sell? Or maybe also look at manufacturers. You can ask them, hey, I know you make this hair mousse. Do you by chance sell your hair mousse to the federal government? I would think the military would buy these products too. The fourth quarter begins 1 July. Let's see. Okay, Regina, I use a property preservation company, use a lot of subs. I need information on partnership agreements and teaming. Regina and everybody else, it's GC. Let me give you the actual link. It's gcwdocs.co. These are great documents for you. Not a lawyer, have them reviewed by a lawyer. It's a place to start. What's really key when you partner, independent contractor agreement, or we call it independent contractor service agreement, and non-disclosure agreement, and you can have a subcontract. I also like to issue purchase orders so people know how they're going to get paid and when they get paid. It's really, really important that you identify everything out, as well as expectations. This is what I expect of you. This is what I expect of your firm. Because if not, think about the last time you went to a friend or relative's house, right? What comes to mind for me, because I'll never forget this moment for many reasons. So I was reunited with my birth family, and it was one of my first few times meeting them. At the time, my brothers were way young. I'm forever 28, so. And I remember distinctly sitting in there's like this like, it's not the dining room. It's like the kitchen table, like adjacent to the kitchen. It's kind of cute how it's set up. So I remember sitting there and just watching this, what I observe is chaos before me, like my 3 younger brothers and how my mom was and my stepdad. And I remember just sitting there and I was like, oh my God, this is how they do things here. Like, it's like, man, Arthur Parks would never go for this. That's my dad. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe this is how they talk to each other. This is what they do. This is how they have breakfast. This is, I was just taking it in. It was just like observing. It was like input in, and I was like, whoa, what is it? This is so different than my experience. Because in the Parks household, as in your household, there's protocols. There's different unsaid and said. There are things that I just observed where I was like, wow, I didn't know people live like this. It's just different. That's all it was. It was just different. So when it comes to partnering, you don't want that, because every partner will be a different version of that. Their morning routine is their morning routine. You don't want that. You want, these are the expectations when you partner with us. This is what you do. That's what you want. Standardization. That's why we like Starbucks. Or Dunkin', if that's your thing. Standardization. Consistency. And also, it's no slight against my family, y'all. That's why I'm spending time in Michigan. I'm just saying. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. Thank you. I got my makeup done by this lady here. Oh my gosh, she's so good. I know. I love it. I need to get a makeup lesson because I do not know how to do my makeup properly. It looks so good. And she did it a long time ago too. She did it, like 6-7 hours ago. But let me know. Did that make sense, my example? Yes, no? You can say no. I prefer if you say yes. Like I would like a yes. But if it doesn't make sense, tell me, because I don't want to use examples. And you're like, where's Kissy going with this? I know there's a bit of delay. So, okay, well, that's all right. It's all right. I'm assuming my example made some sense. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, opening up. I've been waiting to sign up with you. William, just here. We got a lot going on, a lot of good things. Okay, y'all are we're still live. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna keep it moving. We have a lot of things going on. This is for William and everybody else. I'm gonna give you the Facebook group to go to, because I have been making changes. I have lots and lots of courses and all kinds of things that I'm rolling out. Okay, good. I got one. Yes. So good. I just want to make sure. So make sure you join my Facebook group, because you're going to get the latest, greatest on what's coming up, what I'm going to offer, what I'm not offering. So, okay, good. I just want to make sure it makes sense, y'all. I just want to make sure. Okay. Cause I'm here for y'all. That's why I'm here. I'm here for you. Okay. Next cohort start. Shanae, that's a great question. It's coming up. So I actually have a challenge coming up. Go into my Facebook group to learn more. I know. Just please do, because it's better that way, because I'm rolling out a lot of things. And I'm being honest with you. My goal was not to come on here to get y'all to sign up for my challenge. I mean, there's going to be moments when I do that. But my goal here is to help you learn how to cash in on government contracts or not, right? So go into the Facebook group. I won 2 contracts within 4 months of me registered. Oh my gosh, Antonio, this is amazing. Man, I'm loving all this. Okay, I pulled an SBA list. I will visit that office. Great. Oh my gosh, I love this. Antonio, message me, email me too. I got Antonio. We got our other winner. That was Timothy, Antonio. This is awesome. Okay, yeah, make sure you email me too. I love all these wins. Okay. Okay, great. I love all these wins. So, okay, let me get to Shanae's question. Oh my gosh, Shanae, you got some good questions. Sorry, okay, this is awesome. Can you have an operator run your government contracting business? Yes. Yeah, you can. You definitely can. What's key is, long as the owner or owners meet the requirement for your set aside, that's all that matters. So, for instance, if you have a small business and you sell 90% to Lockheed Martin, you may not be a small business anymore. You see what I mean? So that's where it gets tricky. But as far as who operates it, of course. Shanae, and if so, does this, okay. Can you be a government contractor if you already have a successful business? And if so, does the services have to be provided related to that business? These are great questions, and I'm so glad that you asked. And here's why. The answer is heck no. You don't. You don't. And that's what I want you all to realize. Many of the big companies that maybe you, especially if you live in the Beltway or you live in a community like Orlando or Alabama, different cities in Alabama, by LAX, you may not even noticed it. You got the Air Force over there, ton of government contracting companies. You drive around, you may be like, oh wow, Boeing and Raytheon and Manpower. They make their money largely through staffing, but that's not what they're known for. They're not putting ads out there talking about how they're staffing firms. There was this woman who reached out to me. Her background is law. And I know I need more water. Sorry about that, you guys. And so she's like, Kissy, I found this opportunity. I was like, okay. She's like, yeah, I subcontract right now, but I know I can do this opportunity because it's related to what I do right now. I was like, okay, cool. Well, give me the name of the company that you like are subbing to, and that, I need to know more about them. They're an IT company. They have an IT name and they have a contract with the federal government concerning legal matters. That's what's beautiful about this space, because it's never, can you do the work? Can you win the work? That's what's vital. And the way to know that is knowing what it takes and having the strategy and having the right mindset, period. That's all it takes. Okay, there's a couple more. I'm going back up. Ms. Lyric, I'm just starting out and have a Custom Creations LLC. Do you suggest creating a DBA? You don't have to. I mean, if you want to, by all means, but you don't have to. You don't have to whatsoever. And for Custom Creations, you could bid on opportunities with the government publishing office, or you could bid on anything. Okay. Read Lerndo. You found a HP laptop contracts. Government doesn't pay taxes if you're reselling. Do you factor that into your price, or have to tell who you're buying from first so they don't tax the laptops? That's a really good one. So we were doing something like that for a big company. And here's what I experienced. This is a fun one. So the big company said, hey, we're tax exempt. You should have Kissy's company is tax exempt. Don't charge them the tax, right? This notion of flowing down, right? Flowing down. That was the mindset. So big company, they're tax exempt. They said that to the company I was making the purchase on behalf of. It was electronics for my flagship company. The company who was the supplier was like, no, it doesn't work like that. They were like, Kissy's company needs to be tax exempt. So here's how much y'all gonna owe us for the tax. Or they're like, Kissy can file for the tax exemption, but we need it to say her name. It's my business name, KPC. I was like, okay, I don't have enough time for all of that. I would inquire because chances are they're going to want you to pay the taxes because they're probably liable for taxes. So yes, you would have to pass that expense on to the government, which could be problematic because it may raise your prices and make you competitive. But reach out to them, find out. But it's a great question. Let's see what other questions. Well, you all are troopers. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And again, for anyone joining, Dr. Kissy Parks, go by Kissy Parks. I've been awarded well over $75 million in federal government contracts. Subscribe. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, share. Please do all of that. Okay. Antonio, I was put on a disco list by a contract officer of the USDA. He just sent me solicitation for commercial office space. That's awesome. Is it with rural development, Antonio? And if you don't want to answer that, that's okay too. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. But I do, again, recognize Timothy. And Timothy just won $250,000 in a contract. And Antonio's over here cleaning up, winning, 4 contracts in a couple months? Excuse me. Antonio said he's going to buy us all Christmas gifts. Did I say that out loud, Lord? I gotta keep that in. Okay, sorry, Antonio. You said you're only buying me gifts. I mean, I'll share with y'all. Don't worry. I was trying 2 contracts within 4 months, Antonio, of registering. That's amazing. But seriously, and Kissy, crazy jokes aside, this is amazing because it's beyond doable. Small businesses, solopreneurs, people who have successful businesses are doing this over and over and over again. That's why today's video is all about how to cash in on government contracts, ... or not. That's why it's all about that. This is not exclusive for a big company or somebody who has 20 employees whatsoever. So I'm going to answer a couple more questions. Again, thank you all so much for being here. Join my Facebook group if you haven't already. Please do like, subscribe, all of that. Okay. How soon can I start bidding for contracts? McKinson. As soon as you get a cage code. Well, let me take it back. As a prime contractor, usually once you have a cage code, there's some exceptions because if they're using a credit card, they may overlook that. But to prime, you want to have a cage code. To subcontract, you don't even have to be in SAM. Typically, you don't. There are some interesting exceptions where they'll say, hey, we want them to be in SAM, but, otherwise, it's a good idea to do it. And especially now, they have been putting a lot of resources into SAM. I've helped a couple people with their SAM profile. I've been registering different businesses in order to create videos for you all. So I'm in the trenches with you. I'm there with you. Okay. Any tips on structuring your government contracting business? And then new construction already made. Okay, that's great, Antonio. That's amazing. Angel, any tips on structuring your government contracting trust? I like S Corps. That's just me. Definitely an LLC, minimum. If all you can do is a sole proprietorship, if that's all that works, if that's by all means, this is not about putting yourself into debt. What's key is being an action taker. That's what's key. I was listening to this Bob Proctor video on YouTube. I really like Bob Proctor. And he was talking about, you start off and you have some goals, and then you kind of have this end place, right? I'm gonna pull up the photo because I want to make sure I'm spot on with what I am sharing. And just one second. Okay, so he's talking about, like, you have this goal, right? You have the starting place, you set your goals, and then you have this end target. And he's like, this isn't revolutionary. This isn't stuff that you haven't heard before. He's like, we've all heard this before. You set goals, you put them into action, you take action, and then that action will get you the end result. He's like, it's not new. He's like, however, most people don't do it. And that's what this is all about. It's about taking action. That's all it is. Taking action, and mindset's really big too, but that's for a different day. Let's see. I have some questions here. Let me look at these questions, and I'll be okay. Great. Okay. Let's see here. Any tips on? Okay, we got that. Solicitation says it can be new construction or already made. That's great, Antonio. That is amazing. Jade Anderson-Jenkins. I love it. You gave your whole name. I love it, Jade. I'm a nurse. Where can I start with market research? Okay. So, Jade, this is perfect. I would ask yourself, what are you looking to sell? Are you looking to get contracts where maybe you're providing additional nurses to the government, or are you looking for anything like selling laptops? That's the thing that's the best, is ask yourself, what are you interested in selling? What will make you happy? Is this something that you can do repeatedly? That's what's key. That is what is super, super key. You don't always have to love everything. You don't. But you got to like it enough to sell it. And you have to believe in it. Because if you don't believe in what you're doing, man, nobody else is going to believe in it either. So you got to believe in it. Okay, I'm going to read a couple more questions, and I'm going to end shortly. I got the heat lamp and my blanket. It's making me hot. Another question, combined synopsis confuse me. Do you have to provide every item in a combined synopsis, or is it possible to provide only ones you're interested in can do? Okay, anytime there is an opportunity with the federal government, you are bidding on everything outlined as the deliverable, the statement of work, the performance work statement. You are bidding on all of that, unless it explicitly states, identify which areas you're interested in. Otherwise, you're going after the whole thing. I know, it's a lot. Yeah, he is. Angel. Yeah, I love Bob Proctor. So I'm consuming a lot. Okay, good, Craig. Me too. Yeah. I have a video where I just put my foundation through the sam.gov process. Here, let me see if I can share that with you guys. Let me find it. So for anyone here, I don't know how it's gonna, okay, there it is. Okay, we got that cuteness there. I'm gonna share the cuteness. Here's one right here. Okay, let me give you guys this video link. Okay. Thank you for your patience with me. So that video breaks down registering a business on sam.gov because it keeps changing all of the time. Keeps changing. Maybe not the format for this question, but I want to purchase goods for the government. But I heard that brokering is a big no-no in the contracting space. Greg. Sorry about that, Richard. I looked at the G and went with it. That means I'm getting tired. I know it's early, but I'm a little tired. I'm working on like becoming more morning oriented. I'm working on having a more morning routine. Girls got weight to lose. I got stuff I got to do. I got goals, y'all. Goals on goals on goals. You can sell whatever you want to do. Sell however you want to. I don't know who these people are that talk about like brokering is a big no-no. I mean, we sold Oculus headsets. I have one in the other room to the Air Force. Guess where we bought them? Amazon. Purchased them on Amazon. My ex-husband put them in a box. Well, he took it from FedEx. They put it in a box and we shipped it to him. Jerry, if you watch Jerry's video on my channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, share. And if you're joining Dr. Kissy Parks, I go by Kissy Parks. I've been awarded well over $75 million in federal government contracts. Jerry has exclusive agreements. He resells on from Walmart. It's not a no-no. Not at all. I don't know what these, I don't know who these people are, what they're saying, but I haven't had those type of experiences. I go after a lot of gas and oil as well. I getting quotes now for 3 million, barrels of sour crude oil. Damn, Antonio, you're like not playing. I love that. I love that. Oh, this is Shanae. You're so sweet. When do you plan to go live next? Well, a lot. Okay, I'm working on coordinating my live schedule. Lives here, lives on LinkedIn, lives on Facebook. I'm definitely looking to do that. So there's going to be scheduled lives and then pop-up lives. So I appreciate that. Such a great question. I love, love, love that. Okay. I love what you're doing, Antonio. Keep hustling. Cam, so once you get your UEI, do you apply for a cage code? Yes, you go the way it was a couple months ago. You would log back into your workspace and click entity registration and just click your entity and like go through the process as if you're registering it again, and you would select your entity and go from there. But I want to let you know, KM, and everybody watching this replay, I'm going through that process. So I'm going to record it and put it on my channel so you can see, because they constantly are changing. So I want to make sure you have the most up-to-date information. I want to do consulting with you. How do I get in contact with you? Wealth Builders channel. Ooh, I love that. Okay. This is great for now. K Parks did that. So, okay. So KM, I'm assuming you did that not work? Did it, KM, when you did it start to ask you all of the questions for you to go through? Like they started asking you, do you ship things from other countries? And they asked you for your NAICS code. Thank you so much, Triple J. Triple J. I appreciate that. So many people inspire me and have inspired me. That's why I'm here. I would not be here before you if it wasn't. Nope, didn't get those questions. I had to see it, right? So Best Buy, that's right. I'd have to see it, because it was like you would go in, you go to entity registration and you start doing it again. And you said you got your UEI. No. Hold on. Take that back. TikTok just got his UEI. And then KM, hold on, go back to KM. Okay, so KM, did you get your UEI? Because TikTok got their UEI. So once you get your UEI, that's okay. You did get your UEI. So here's the question. Oh, that's a good point, Antonio. If you don't like to read, I know contracting involves a lot of documents. So just a question, because again, they're constantly changing this. In your email from the federal government, what did they suggest that you do? What did they say for you to do? Okay, as Cam is about to share that, I'm there with you, Antonio. And then Crystal, I got my cage code, just stuck on what contracts to apply for. I'm looking at offering administrative, operational services. So, Crystal, I say just bid. Just put it out there. Put it out to the universe. I want to get a contract. I want to do this. I want to do that. Just put it out there. So I'm gonna wait for Cam and then I'm gonna conclude because y'all know Dr. Kissy Parks with real government contracting contracts on how to cash in on government contracts, ... or not. You know, I'm here to answer your questions. I'm here to keep it real with you because this is a journey and action takers get rewarded. We get rewarded. Action takers, we get action. We get pieces of action. So, Crystal, I would bid on both. What's key is more than likely you won't be providing the work. And this is a mind shift for every single one of you. That's a good suggestion too, Antonio. Call it FDS. There's here, let me give you their phone number. I give it to, well, let me give it down here. Let's see. Make it Sam helpline. Soon I'll have an assistant doing all this with me. I don't like having Melody up at these hours doing this. So just give me a second. I'll give you guys the number. Here, I'll give it to you. Just give me 1 second. 866-606-8220. That's the SAM helpline. I will call them. 866-606-8220. And also, because y'all have stayed so long, make sure you check out profitablecontracts.co. Profitablecontracts.co. The SAM hotline, as well as the IPP helpline, are so helpful. That's the phone number for SAM, for sam.gov. That's the sam.gov helpline. I know. It's just something that happens. It happens. It's all right. And it's been raining all day here. It's been wild. Yep, .co. 866-606-8220. And thank you for staying past that. I know the sinuses, but all this cuteness overtakes it. Okay. Yeah, wealth builders. Just send me an email. Send me an email. Let me put it up here. Send me an email. Okay. I appreciate every single one of you. Life is a journey. It's a journey. But along the way, getting contracts with the federal government makes it a lot sweeter. They always pay. They pay you interest when they're late, and they always pay. By taking action, you will be rewarded. You will. So, she's like finishing her finish. I was writing it down. Thank you so much, Crystal. So you got everything. Profitablecontracts.co. You've got the phone number for Sam. We talked a lot about how to cash in on government contracts, ... Or not. Yeah. Or not. And it's okay if you discover that government contracting isn't for you, because you can subcontract. You can work for the federal government. They offer a pension. How many companies offer a pension? I don't really know of any. So let's see. I'm going to close. Yes. Oh, thank you, World QS. Thank you so much for helping me with that. Okay, I'm going to close with, I'm going to QS virtual and then I'm out. So here's the deal. The big mind shift is we're really good at what we do, be it nursing, be it having cute hair, be it selling hair products, doing hair. It could be finding property. We're really good at doing the thing, right? Is one of the reasons, and maybe you've experienced this where, and put yes if you've experienced this before. You worked with somebody, they were really good, right? Then they get promoted to like supervisor or lead or executive, and then they're really bad as a leader. And then you're all mad because now, like, everybody's talking smack about them, where before y'all were talking smack before about everybody else. But now, like, they're the bad guy because they're not a good leader. Put yes if you've experienced that, where you worked with somebody who is really good in a technical situation, but then they were promoted to leader and it's like all hell broke loose and it was like really, really bad. So I'm glad. I'm glad. Good. I'm Regina Jade. I'm glad. I'm not the only one here. We've all experienced that. It happens. And there have been many a times I wasn't the best leader. I'm constantly working on my leadership skills. So I'll raise my hand that I was the bad person, right? Well, in federal government contracting, this is not about a good or bad. It's about the mind shift switch. You are no longer the person doing the thing. You are now the entrepreneur where your goal is to make sure you have more money coming in than that's going out. And so while it's great that you have these technical skills or expertise, but now it's you are making sure these people are managed and they're performing the thing. That's where people sometimes have a little issue of switching because they're used to doing it. So then they want to be the one who's providing all the HVAC services. But how can you grow? You can't have 10 HVAC contracts if it's just you. You can't. Now, if you want a business where it's predominantly organized around you, that's called a job. I mean, you may be paying yourself, you may have a cage code and contracts, but that's a job. And it's not going to give you the freedom you're looking for. I promise you, because I've been there and done that. It's not going to do it. So I believe there's one last thing. Yes, taking action is the main thing. You can't be lazy. You got to work. I love that, Antonio. I'm from the streets and it scared me at first. I love that, Antonio. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. It's cool to be scared because you channel it. Because there's so many people who don't do anything. They don't take the action and they want to complain. Okay. Virtual assistant business providing marketing operations. I'm looking to get into government contracts. Yeah, you definitely can do that. Tanai, neither of those things. Hey, everything by John. What's up? So yeah, you can definitely check out government contracts. It's just going back to my point, because often these contracts are all over the United States. They involve a lot of different things. For instance, it could be a campaign around anti-smoking. It could be a campaign around swimming. It could be that there's, especially with Homeland Security, there's a lot of contracts where they want somebody like a company to come in and analyze the social media. I mean, you could still classify that as marketing and operation support. Somebody has to project manage, somebody has to provide operations, comb through all the social media. So thank you. I know here it's all Maddie. She's in Dallas. She does my hair. She's the best. She colored. Oh, she hooked it up. Yeah, it looks good. And all these multivitamins I'm taking. Just before you know, I'm gonna have my hair all the way down to my knees. So I love it though. Because when I'm like in my 90s, as long as I'm gonna live that long, please let me live that long. I'm gonna have my hair popping. Thank you. I know, right? I got my makeup done. So, okay, y'all, you're amazing. Delegating. Yes, CH. Delegating. And we're not going to go into it today, but I'm going to leave you with this. In order to delegate, You have to trust yourself. You have to trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, there's not going to be any delegating at all. It's going to be, I'm just going to do it myself. Nobody can do it like me. That's called having a job. Some people say, just over broke, and all these other sayings. And you don't want that. That's not why you're here. It's not why you're here at all. You're not looking just to get by. You're looking to have freedom. Freedom takes energy, it takes action, and it takes you. You all are amazing. Until next time, like, subscribe, follow Dr. Kissy Parks. I love and adore every single one of you. Join my Facebook group. Don't forget, everything is possible. Everything is possible, y'all. Take care.